So you just downloaded tModLoader and you don't know which mods to install for your first Terraria modded playthrough? Well, I've got you covered. We're going to be looking through 10 more Terraria mods that you need to have. Now this is a follow-up video to the previous top 50 Terraria mods that you need to play now. If you want to check out that video, the link to the video will be on the side right now on the screen. Let's jump into the 10 mods which you need to install. So let's begin. Number 10, equipment modifiers and reforging. Using this mod, you have the ability to enable vanilla-based reforging for equipment in-game. The Goblin Tinkerer is a very useful NPC, acting as a resource that you can take advantage of for repurposing your gear with greater stats. But you don't have to just use his services for weapons or supported items anymore. You can actually now add new modifiers to your mounts, pet summons, hooks and minecarts, all at a premium cost, letting you spend that hard-earned money to feel more important or acquire greater power. Number 9, Land's Simple Healthbar. This mod works for both NPCs and also players too. It basically adds a personal health bar which displays the current health of that entity. This is regardless of them being currently damaged or in combat or not, so it should always be displayed. Number 8, NPCs live in evils. Usually in vanilla Terraria, NPCs have an affinity for staying in the good parts of the world. Well, that means that they avoid the darker parts, like their Marmite, or like they have some kind of allergy to them. Well, we can change that with the NPCs live in evils mod, which will basically let those stubborn and spoiled NPCs now find their home in both the corruption and crimson biomes. A dangerous place for them, of course, but that's not our problem, right? Number 7, lands Uncraft items. Now, what if you create an item that you don't need? Or what if you have an item, but now you no longer have any type of use for it? Well, you uncraft it, of course. This mod lets you destroy an item and break it back down into its original resources, or at least a percentage of them. All done through a very simple process with a new hammer button, which has been added to the right side of the inventory interface in the UI. Number 6, knock back the boss. Unfortunately for you as the player, bosses get much of their power from being almost unmovable, which is why movement and speed is paramount when defeating many of the game's bosses in Terraria. Well, with this particular mod, you have at least one more advantage to aid you, and that's the ability to actually knock back the bosses now, just like you can with weaker mobs. But it does really depend on your weapon still, of course. Number 5, better classes. This mod is basically a compendium of all of the sub-mods in the better class series, which makes large improvements to each of the main classes in Terraria, such as the summoner and the mage for an example. This mod reworks many of the in-game items and spells to make them more efficient or operate in a different way, and actually adds in a large bunch of exclusive items, not just reworking pre-existing ones. Number 4, Crystal Dragons Race mod. The Crystal Dragons this mod's name is based off of are basically a set of 7 different dragonkin races which are based upon the gemstones of Terraria that offer different changes to in-game stats with special cooldown based abilities to bring a twist to the gameplay. Each race has a different visual appearance which can be foretold by their character's sprite, as well as their glowing horn which shows a colour based on their gemstone. The Amethyst Dragon is a summoner and a healer for team support. Diamond is the melee and the tank role for defense on the front line. Topaz Kobold is an all-rounder class. Ruby Dragons are ranged gun wielders, which are also offense characters with wings and strong innate damage, amber raptors are ranged bow wielding scouts that are both fast and efficient, sapphire dragons are mages with high damage output, and emerald dragons are a melee class that make use of throwables and have a large focus on critical hits. Number 3, player swap. If you want to change your character, you always have to save and quit and leave your world to back out to the main menu. With player swap, you can simply swap between your different player saves with ease without the need to leave and rejoin your world. You basically go to the menu with the assigned keybind to show all available selectable player saves. Another benefit to the mod is the ability to control if you want to allow switching to journey mode characters on non-journey mode worlds, for an example. Number 2, better blending. Better blending makes very subtle changes to the world in Terraria that bring a meaningful benefit to the game by seamlessly blending together various tiles to remove spacing between them to make it look more connected, by blending ores with stone and ice or other surrounding blocks with each other, making things easier for builders and also making them have greater visual fidelity. Now, you probably won't actually notice much of a change when using this mod unless you see comparison photos of a before and after shot, but trust me, it makes everything look much cleaner. Number 1, Wikithis. Everyone knows Terraria can be a little overwhelming to learn the first time that you play it. Well, luckily the Terraria wiki has an abundance of useful information and some extremely well written guides and articles to help you learn the game or tackle each and every challenge that it sets upon you. This of course means tabbing out of the game or going away from the gameplay to look things up. Well, this particular mod lets you check the wiki of any selected item or NPC from in-game, from vanilla, as well as from many various mods. All you have to do is hover over the item in question that you want to reference and press the keybind O to open the wiki page directly to the item to save time searching for it on Google or on the wiki page itself. This saves a whole bunch of time and it lets you quickly reference multiple things one after the other. And that concludes this video on the top 10 Terraria mods you need to have right now. If you want to see the top 50 Terraria mods of all time that all work for Terraria 1.4 for tModLoader, check out this video, which is linked in the description down below, and remember to like the video and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.